Welcome, beautiful. Are you ready to jump into 4 simple steps to be able to step into a life that feels great? So, this isn't any complex formula. This is actually following the cycles of nature, following the cycles that has helped many millions of women throughout millennia live their best life in the best way possible. So, what we're going to do today is talk through how you can reimagine your life. Set that vision for yourself on what it is that you want your life to look like, who you want to be. We are then going to renew ourselves to make sure that we have enough energy and feel fulfilled enough to achieve that life of our dreams. We are then going to reignite the things that fuel us, that give us that passion, that make us want to be of service, those relationships that cultivate who we truly are, who we are allowed to be with in our truest essence, in our truest truth. And then we are going to take all of that in and receive so that once again, we can make sure that our cups are filled, that we can see everything that we've already done, so that we can stand in that leadership role for our family and have that blast out like the beautiful tidal wave of nurturing support, love, and energy that we as women have innately. Then there's a little bonus that I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a tool so that you can actually take all of this into each day that you have and recalibrate to that new level so that that becomes your new norm on how to live the greatest life. Sound good? Okay. So who am I? My name is Jenny Warner. I have been in coaching in some form or capacity for almost 30 years. So I have seen a lot. Not only have I seen that from the outside world, but having lived my life has been fascinating. I can say that now, having being on the second half of my life. I had a lot of trials and tribulations growing up. Um, there was a time where I was running away from many landlords so as not to become evicted and homeless. I was stealing food out of people's gardens so that I could actually eat because I had maxed out all of my gas cards because all my other credit cards were maxed out and I couldn't any longer buy food from 7-Eleven to eat. I had been in a very abusive relationship. There had been a number of things that I am not proud of, but that I have survived. And so it is from this standpoint that I want to be able to share with you all of that wisdom, all of the knowledge, all of the obstacles, the hurdles, and what I did to get to the life that I absolutely love right now, that I have manifested and worked very hard to have. I love my life, and I want you to love your life as well. So what we are going to do today, you are in the right place if you want to be able to reconnect with your spark. If you want to be able to stop the overwhelm, stop the frustration, stop the resentment, and actually stand in the truth of who you are, which is an incredible human being. We have this beautiful gift of life. Many of us forget about that as a gift because we've had all of this shit put on us for so many years. We feel like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. We feel like maybe, some of us feel that the world not such a fabulous place to be right now, but where can you put your focus? Yeah, that's still going on in the outside world. And you are an incredible human being, an incredible vessel and vehicle of divine spirit. So why not reignite that within yourself so that you can shine that out into the world? And if we all do that, the world could be a better place. So we are going to rediscover and reconnect you with that divine spark, with that divine passion, an innate sense of the beautiful, incredible, nurturing person that you are. We are going to master, I'm going to show you how to master self-renewal. so that you can fill your own cups. So that instead of chasing, comparing, despairing, feeling like you're not enough, feeling completely drained, having your cups cracked, we're going to see where those holes are, see where those leaks are. We're going to fix those cups, fill them up from within, not looking externally, not looking for outside validation, not looking for the outside things to numb you or to make you feel better that they never really do, except for the first 30 seconds of thinking about them or 5 seconds of thinking about them. And then we're also going to elevate from that now more feeling more whole and feeling more your true self. We are going to elevate the relationships that you have, not only the relationship that you have with yourself, so that the self-sabotage, the self-destruction, the numbing, the not so nice things that you say to yourself that you would never say to someone else, so that you can actually feel a passion for yourself, that you can actually feel a love for yourself. Because it's from that place, that centeredness, that groundedness, that self-love, that self-confidence, that's when you can cultivate the relationships outside that then become the cherry on top of your life. They don't make up and define who you are as a person. They are an accessory to the incredible life that you are. Cool? Wonderful. So my mission in life, I want to continually elevate my life, and I want to help rising tide and all of you as ships. Let's just everybody elevate their life. It just feels so much better. We can do so many incredible things in our microcosm of our family, nuclear family, out into the full cell of your community, out into the full body of your world. And that's what I am hoping to do. I want to reignite that spark within you so that you can actually fully step into your brightness and shine. So over the years, I have been able to amass, I can say that now, an incredible amount of wisdom. So not only in certifications that I've done, in coaching that I've done, in jobs that I've had, in life that I have lived, but I want to be able to share that incredible wisdom from the shamanic practices, from what nature tells us ourselves, from NLP, from breath work, from all of the incredible things that I have learned in all of my coaching, and share that with you so that we can turn all of that wisdom, all of that knowledge into the true wisdom that then just helps to elevate, expand, and grow our lives into what it is that you want. So how are we going to do that? Well, I've put together this beautiful little program called the Brilliant Mom Life. So the definition of brilliance is really you stepping into your authenticity. I struggled with a bunch of words. I went through all of the dictionary and all the blah, 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 blah. And I love brilliant. Brilliant, just tell it like it is. It's easy. You understand. There's no having to fully explain it. It just is your brilliant life. And so there are 4 pillars to that brilliant life. That's why I said the 4 steps. This is something that you can do absolutely every single day. I talked about how it follows the cycles of nature. So I'll show you how that works. It works with the elements. It works with the cycles of the moon. It works with the different phases of the day. It works with the 4 seasons of the year. And so you'll see how it's just a beautiful flow. And you've heard, obviously, of step into the flow, just be in the flow. Well, this is the framework for that. This is the formula that you need in a not complex at all kind of way. So let me jump into that, and then I will show you how it all works. So reimagining, it's the first thing that I do in the beginning of the day. I take a look at the day. I know what I need to do as far as tick marks, to-dos, meetings that I have, but I reimagine, what do I want today to look like? At the end of the day today, how do I want to feel? This can also be at any change in your life. There are lots of different transition times in our lives, as a midlife mom, I'm in perimenopause. That's a big change in my life. We all know that there's a change in the world going on. That's a change in life. Lots of people are changing jobs. Kids are getting ready to go to college or have already gone to college or we're thinking about going to college. That's going to be a huge change in my life, our lives. And so it's reimagining. It's also stepping into this place of our lives where we are now wiser. We don't have to be chasing the dream anymore. It's now time for us to embrace our dream and be living our dream, becoming that person that we dreamed to be. So this is new beginnings, this reimagine. It's like the early morning dawn. It's like the breath of a fresh air, or the breath of a new fresh air, fresh day, breath of a sunrise. It is the phase of new moon with unlimited possibilities. This is where you get to vision, you get to use your imagination, you get to be creative as if there were no limits, no obstacles. So this is where I invite you to step into, if money were no object, if time were no object, if your current environment was no object, if your current relationships or job were no objection, no limits, what would you do? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What do you want your day to look like? And that's not going to happen tomorrow. Maybe it is. I shouldn't put that limit on you. But it at least gives you something to look forward to. And then we'll build into, how do we become that now? So this is clarity. This is, from a shamanic practice perspective, it's eagle, condor, being on top of the mountain, the 30,000-foot view, having the ability to be above the fray, be above the chaos, and look over and say, this is what I want. These tiny little things that are, the habits, the same nitpickings that I have with my husband every single day, the same relationship, the same battles that I have with my mother every day, or this friend or this coworker, or the battle with this person that I have to pay the bill to, or whatever. Stand above that, get above that fray, and reimagine. So that's one. The next phase, so as it relates to, let me take a step back, as it relates to the 4 steps, the 4 cycles, the new moon is the beginning of a cycle. Spring is the beginning of a cycle where everything just feels new, feels fresh, new possibilities. Early morning is the beginning of a cycle of a day. And so that's where I talk about it. It complements nature. The next is renew. So this is where, if you've followed me for any period of time, you know that I talk incessantly about filling your own cup. So this is not looking for the external validation. This is not looking for someone to say, I appreciate you, and that's the only way that you feel fueled enough to continue on. It is not looking for the, when I am this weight, then I'll be able to do that. When I feel better about this happening in the world, that's when I'll be able to do that. When I have the job, that's when I'll be able to do it. When the kids are away, that's when I'll be able to do that. It's now. Filling your cup now. So it's taking the time and space to figure out, what actually does make me feel good? When do I feel my best? When do I feel renewed? Is it after I've gone for a hike? Is it after I've had a vacation? What was it about that vacation? Is it after I've just taken a day to myself? And what was it about that day that I was able to be recharged? Is it taking the time and rubbing my own feet at the end of the day? Is it taking the time to journal about what it is that I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about right now, and take that and, have that as a springboard into what I want to do next, or have that as the release of those emotions that I'm feeling, because you know what? Okay, I can move past that now. Is it drinking more water? Is it eating better food? Is it getting a good night's sleep? There are lots of different things. And here's where I invite you, just start listing them. And then when you are having any of those days, if that happens again in the future, after hearing all of these beautiful tidbits of wisdom, you have something to go back to and say, you know what, I am just feeling shit today. I am feeling exhausted. I am feeling drained. I am feeling angry. I am feeling resentful. What can I do to make me feel a little bit better? And you have a list of things. So this is cleansing. This is getting rid of things that don't make you feel good. This is, remember when we were kids, there were the magnetic pictorial things where you had the little pen that had a magnet at the end of the pen, and then you could pick up the little fragments of whatever iron tidbits and drop it so that the guy, you could make the mustache on the guy with the little iron fragments connected to the magnet. This renew is like cleaning up the magnet. You are incredibly powerful. You are, we talk about the polars, the North Pole and the South Pole. The Earth is magnetic. You are magnetic. You have the same North Pole and South Pole in your body. You have the same stream of energy that is magnetic. And thus, we collect the little tidbits, the little fragments, the little iron particles or whatever it is. And we need to be able to renew and get rid of those fragments that are weighing us down and keeping us stuck, keeping us tethered. And so this is cleansing. This is a healing emotion. This is the water element. This is going inward, the winter, and taking care of yourself. Hygge, Hygge is what they say in Denmark. It's a very famous thing where, it's the coziness, it's the internal. This is like the waxing moon to the full moon. So this is just before we're filling our cup, before we can fully shine. This is afternoon. That's like having your cup of afternoon tea. This is, being in flow, understanding your emotions, rest, and replenishing ourselves. So that is renewal. So you can fill your own cup. You can put your own oxygen mask on so that we can be of service, so that our cups are not leaking out energy and everything else that we as women tend to give and give and give. Time to take back. Cool. And then there's reignite. So in this next phase, this is not only connecting, deepening, reigniting the passion in relationships outside of yourself, but first and foremost, taking care of you. Surprise, surprise. Spoiler alert. And so reigniting that, it's making sure that you're not having that negative self-talk, the way that you would never talk to somebody else, but you talk to yourself, shooting all over yourself. This is really understanding self-confidence, really loving yourself. You have heard that you can't really love someone else or expect them to love you the way that you deserve to be loved if you are not loving yourself that way as well. There will be a reflection back to you on how you are loving yourself. And so if there is a discrepancy, look inward first. Make sure that you are loving yourself first. You have to be whole and solid before going out to attract something else. Otherwise, you're going to be attracting anyway, we'll go down that whole rabbit hole another time. Take care of yourself first. And that way you can actually be your full, true, authentic self. To reignite your own passion within, that's when you shine the brightest. That's when you're the most magnetic. And that's when you can be the most authentic in the conversations that you have. That's how you deepen those relationships, the ones that really matter. The other ones that are maybe a wet blanket on your fire, or the same conversations over and over and over again, or the same nitpicking, or the same bitching, moaning, groaning over and over again when you go to book club and it's the same thing, or the same talking about people over and over and over again. Not so much life affirming, not so much igniting your own fire. And so maybe just put those on mute for a little bit while you're going through this new phase and this new kind of integration into stepping into your new life, the life that you actually want, just put those on mute. I'm not saying you need to get rid of them, just put them on mute for a little bit. Cool. So this is stepping into your power. This is stepping into your passion. This is figuring out what it is that maybe you don't know what your passion is at this point, because it has been on a shelf for so long that it's just like a little ember now that needs to have life breathed into it again. And this is also any of the deep relationships that you have, whether it's with a partner, with your husband, with anybody that is helping to support you. When your kids are getting into that phase of leaving the house, when you are faced with adversity or change, whether it's change in a job, maybe you're going to move, maybe your finances are in a place that need to have a change, you need to have the passion, courage, self-confidence, and resilience to know that you can go through that. And so taking care of all of this to figure out who you really are, what you're really made of, and we'll get to that in the next phase, but this reigniting the relationship that you have with yourself. So this is like the full moon. This is the shining bright. This is the passion. This is the shining everything in your authenticity. Nothing. You're not hiding. You're not playing small. You are the full moon shining in that night sky. This is summer. This is the fire element. This is noon time to midday. This is where you are taking action. You might have things that you're batching, whether it's batch cooking or batch doing content or a project, taking that in a chunk and doing it, or, batching laundry or whatever it is. This is taking this focused, energetic time, pedal to the metal. And this is the fuel that helps propel you towards that reimagined life. So this is what I'm talking about here. Then finally, we have receive. So this is when this is like fall, this is like autumn, this is like taking in the harvest, the fruits of the labor. This is reflecting and renewing on everything that you have already accomplished in your life that has brought you to this point, all of the wins, all of the lessons, all of the failed relationships and what they have taught you, all of the incredible things that you have done in your life. Taking that, understanding that that is all within you, that you have done that. So this is helping to build the resilience. This is helping to build the self-confidence. This is helping to frame an appreciation for yourself. Gratitude is thrown out so much now that to fully understand what this receive phase is gratitude on steroids. So this is fully appreciating who you are. It's at this point that it provides the momentum to help you continue forward. So we talked in the last section about having that passion, having the rocket fuel. This is the momentum. This is the rocket. This is the launch pad, helping you to understand the momentum that you have to be able to move forward. So this is like the waning part of the moon. This is, I have all of this, and now I am creating. I have done all of this. I reap the harvest of my life, and I'm enjoying it. That tomato from my garden is amazing. That's just the visual that I keep going back to, because honest to God, there is nothing better than a garden tomato, am I right? And or the apples of the season, or just the harvest, the beautiful flowers, yeah. Anyway, yes, receiving, slowing down, resting, renewing, having that stillness to be able to appreciate, because so often we're just caught up in everything else that we forget to take that 10,000 foot view, 30,000 foot view and say, wow, yes. And that is where manifestation can come in. This is the earth element. This is grounding it all in. This is the feelings, taking in the feelings. And it's the feelings that we tie to towards manifestation. So people can talk about, I want $10,000 month. I want $100,000 in the bank. I want this car. I want this house. I want this relationship. But what is that really? It's not really the material. It's really the feeling that comes behind that. And so even if you don't have that Porsche yet, or that's just an easy one, I have the feeling that I think I would have in becoming that person. I've already felt that when I got my first job, when I got my first house, when I saw the look in my child's eyes. I've already had that feeling of wow in my life. So I know what that is, and I want more of that. And so here's what I need to do. What do I need to do? What do I need to reimagine to have more of that in my life and have that wow, yes feeling? Cool. So here's the bonus. Here is the recalibrating. So I talked about being able to do this on a daily basis. You can do this on a daily basis. I do this on a daily basis. You can do it on a weekly basis. I also do this on Sunday afternoons. You can also do it on a monthly basis. I do it on the new moons. You can also do it at the beginning of a quarter. And everybody knows about a lot of people are actually stepping away from this, but you can also do this at the beginning of the year with your New Year's goals. So in this first quadrant, I just jot down a couple of feeling words. How do I want to feel? How do I reimagine this day to be? What do I want to do? How do I want to feel at the end of the day? What can I step into today to make me feel like that person that I want to become so that I can be that person right now? What do I need to do to help me feel like my cups are full? So I know I have a presentation at the end of the week. I know I have a meeting with this person. I haven't moved my body. I need to lift some weights because that makes me feel strong. And that's going to make me feeling that strong will help me feel really confident going into that meeting. So I'm going to lift weights today. Reignite. What relationships, what do I need today? Do I need some support from someone? Do I need just to have a conversation with somebody? Do I need to giggle with somebody to help me feel energized? What can I do to reignite some passion, make me feel great? Okay, I'm going to reach out to this person today. Maybe we can have lunch, or we can have coffee, or we can go for a walk. And then receive and recalibrate. So then at the end of the day, did I feel the way that I wanted to feel? You know what? I did. Or maybe no, totally missed the mark today. This thing happened, totally took me off the rails, did not like that. Recalibrating. Is there something I could have done differently or that I need to know to be more aware of so that I don't do it tomorrow? Okay, just don't turn the news on or whatever it is. And that is how every day gets to feel like the way that you want it to feel. It gets to be designed the way that you want to design it. And the more you are aware of this, the easier it becomes and the more automatic it becomes. But it is going into the day with intention. So these little lines here are just here, some people like to put their day, mark it as times when they have meetings or different points in the day when they want to check in with their feelings. And that's all great. Those are there for you. So this is an attachment that I will have to the presentation that you can start using. It prints off just 8.5 by 11. It prints landscape so that you have more room, but it's an incredible tool and I love it. And it's a great way to start the habit of being more intentional about how you want to feel each day rather than being driven by your to-do list. So let me take a step back. even when you have this thing, the chores on your to-do list, I'm out of underwear and my son and my husband are out of socks. So I have to do laundry today. What can I tell you? Oh, there's this podcast that I wanted to listen to, or I'd love to pick up another couple of chapters in my audiobook. So I'm going to do that at the same time. Cool. Okay. That makes it a little bit more palatable, a little bit more like it can be renewing at the same time that you are doing your stuff. No bitching, no griping, everything gets taken care of. So that's another way to use this. All right. So I just want to say thanks for playing today. Let me move my little picture here. Nope, can't really move it right now. If you want more from your life, but you don't even know where to start from here, if this dredged up all kinds of things and you're like, yes, I want to do that. Or, New Year's resolutions are coming up. And yes, I really want to do that this year, but I always fall down. Let's reimagine some different ways to do it. Let's look at it from a different angle. It's, the definition of insanity, right? Is that you try to continue to do something, but you don't make any changes. That's the definition of insanity. And you can't create something new from the same energy that it was created. So you do need support. You do need new ideas. You do need a fresh way of looking at things. And it is way more fun to do it with someone else. It is way more supportive when you can see that other people are going through the same thing. So if that's something that would be a benefit to you, I would love for you to reach out. I've got my contact information here. You can text me, you can email me. Let's schedule some time to talk together, see if it would be something that, if this is a good time for you to do that. I do not want you to waste any more of your precious days feeling the same way, feeling exhausted, feeling overwhelmed, feeling resentful, beating yourself up for not having done more or not having done the thing, not having made the change. Let me help you. Let me help you. I'm really good at it, and it'll be fun. Thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to talking to you again real soon. Take care.